Roberto Clemente Walker was born on August 18, 1934, to Don Melchor y Luisa on a Leo morn outside the cane fields of Carolina. His nickname was Moman. You could find him by the trucks and the sugar crops, loading and unloading. A good kid. They say one time down the road when a car caught fire, he even crossed the street and saved the driver. He'd be hitting cans with broomsticks and guava tree limbs, learning to play against other barrio teams. In the amateur leagues, he was impressive. Discovered by scouts as a high school freshman, soon flashing his arm for the Cangrejeros of Santurce. The people were moved off the way he came in smooth like some cowbell and hypnotizing drum patterns. No wonder the Brooklyn Dodgers had him signed at 18. He was so close to playing for an NY team. But since they kept him on the bench, he was eligible for the draft. Summoned the next year by the Pittsburgh Pirates to wear that yellow and black. 1954 with the #1 pick. The first major league game he played, there was a doubleheader, and in both games he got hits. A rookie accident with a drunk driver injured him his rookie year, yet he played through it hurt like most of his career. You see, Roberto was the man, the only human in the majors to ever hit a walk-off inside the park grand slam. Off the front foot, swing funky and free like this just works. Wasn't long before he had the league on some sit back and learn. He was one of the special ones, number 21, just like the amount of letters in his name. Loved the game so much in the off-season, winter league ball was played, once even on a team with Willie Mays. And he did this for 15 years, except in 1958, when he served his country and became a Marine. Cannon for an arm with a range you wouldn't believe, how he grazed the outfield so gracefully. Some say right field still belongs to his spirit song. And the truth is, you don't even have to like baseball to watch some old footage and have him amaze y'all. This was 5-tour fitness experiences fans were lucky just to witness. You know they got their money's worth. Watching Roberto catch carom off the wall, unleash warning track to home with a laser rope. And they say his presence was greater than his stats, when he still holds the record for the most Pirate games and at-bats. Plus a record 12 gold gloves, and you can add another 12 all-star games at that. Throw 4 hitting titles into the magic that he was making, and as if that wasn't making a statement, he got a hit in all 14 World Series games he played in. 2 championship rings and an MVP with a lifetime batting average, .317. And in the very last at-bat of his last season, he did become the first Latino to get 3,000 hits, and the first Latino in the Hall of Fame. To this day, the Baseball Humanitarian Award is in his name. Over 200 parks and 40 schools named for him. Not to mention all the poems, stamps, and stadiums. How he owned the duality of being gentle yet strong. Cared for the people, rooted for the underdog. How he spoke out against the inequities he faced. He prophetically preached to his wife how his death did await. Loved his island so much, he wanted his 3 children born there the same. The people would say, Roberto, you better keep your mouth shut because they will ship you back. But he said, I am from the poor people. I represent the poor people. I want to be treated like a human being. I don't want to be treated like a Puerto Rican or a black or anything like that. I want to be treated like any other person. And if I see an injustice, I'm going to say something about it. A Magnifico was an outlet. In a world where we glorify people who never give back, these GoFundMe cats should praise this class act. Testament his character into the annals of our archaic archives. Explain how the racism he faced in his spring training days in Florida were unlike anything he'd ever encountered in Puerto Rico. How he still marched in the streets though. How he said he was raised to treat everybody the same, as equals. How they tried to Americanize his name, call him Bobby on his baseball card, quote phonetics to the T, belittle him off his accent. How he was excluded from the Pittsburgh Pirate country clubs and golf tournaments. How he had to remain on the team bus while his teammates dined and used the pool. Tell him how he never stopped teaching what he knew. How he dreamed of building baseball clinics for the youth. How he used to visit the sick in hospitals, invite complete strangers home to his house for the holidays. Tell him about how when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. died in 1968, Roberto convinced his teammates not to play on April 8th until after the funeral had came. So opening day for the Pirates that year started 2 days late. Tell them how this man was great, why he's the reason Chuck D wears a baseball hat, how he was a part of the first all-black lineup in 1971, how he dominated the 60s like no other sports figure of the decade, how he became the face of giving aid, raising money for Nicaragua after a devastating earthquake. Tell him how when he found out his goods weren't going where they were supposed to because of the dictatorship of the U.S. puppet Somoza, he personally boarded a plane to ensure that his relief would get there safe. And in 1972 on New Year's Eve, that plane went up and then down into the blue seas. And they searched and they dove and they prayed and they wondered, but his body was never ever recovered. And if he is to be remembered for his worth, a touch of his spirit is still found in a verse that is replayed forever alive in his words. Anytime you have the opportunity to make a difference in this world and you don't, you are wasting your time here on this earth. Peace. My name is Chilo, and I want to thank you for watching the video Roberto Clemente Walker. To find out more about my work as a human being, teacher, spoken word poetry, and hip-hop artist, you can go to chilo.bandcamp.com, SoundCloud, Chilo7, at Twitter, Chilo7, and on YouTube, Chilo Videos. Thank you. Peace.
Nothing about you says ghetto, but you love it when Biggie makes motherfuckers take dirt naps in songs.
Because the way she puts it all